Praise the Lord, everyone. Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Lesia the Preacha. Okay. Oh boy, I like having fun, y'all. I love having fun. Being light and free on the inside. On the outside, I'm out here in my 50s working. I mean, not that working is a bad thing. It gives you something to do, you know. It does. Especially like, light work. You know what I mean? I'm blessed where I can just do some light work. God has blessed me with great providers my whole life. From birth to age 18, my parents and family, excellent upbringing as far as being provided for. Your basic necessities in life. You know what I mean? Very blessed. Very blessed. You know, I'm thankful for my childhood um, upbringing as far as, work ethic, education, you know, stuff like that. Being able to manage yourself as an individual, being able to manage yourself as a family, valuing home ownership, business ownership. These are the things that we take pride in. And we like it to be done on a generational level. We love it when, one house benefit like 3 or 4 generations. One home, that's an excellent purchase. And at some point it can be sold and you can get way more than what you paid for it after all the love and care. And there's nothing more wealthy than that on this earth, on this physical earth that we roam around on. You know, you don't have to have $1 billion to understand that. You can live in the projects, generationally in the projects. A roof over your head, you know. You can maintain family, legacies, and celebrations, be in close proximity. I've lived there, and I've lived in a $500,000 home. I don't have to be a billionaire. I don't have to be a millionaire. Being a regular old thousandaire. I'm a thousandaire, okay? I'm a thousandaire and fabulous. I'm not balling in a millionaire status. Now, if you add up, how much money I've had access to in my lifetime, I'm 53. Yeah, it adds up to be well over, it's the millions, yes, in my lifetime. But I don't make that every year. Every year, making millions and billions. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just don't need to make that much money to do the same thing that's done in the projects. Either you live in low income housing project units or you paying millions and billions to have a better project. Because you still going to have to live among yourself in some kind of way. you know, I was talking to a realtor in Florida once about starting something called Celebrity Town. Celebrity Town. I believe celebrities need their own state, their own communities. Celebrities do. They need their own communities. I'm not saying that these communities don't exist already, but it needs to be offered on a greater scale. For example, it's easy to have a community, a celebrity town, when you make millions and billions. Yeah, it is very easy to have celebrity towns, neighborhoods, basically the whole state is celebrity land. You know what I mean? Celebrity town, celebrity land, celebrity world, you know, all of that. It's its own world if you make a certain amount of money. But celebrities that go from zero, people like me, like right now, I'm just a thousandaire. I'm a thousandaire, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And some people like, is she? Oh, hey, I'm a hundredaire. I'm a hundredaire. You a thousandaire? You know what I mean? To a hundredaire, I'm balling. To a millionaire, I'm a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like that little woman thinks she's doing something. Girl, bye. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this video is, I don't know how I got all off into all that, y'all. Why y'all let me do that? Why y'all let me do all that talking? Oh my God, talking about little. Okay, well, with that being said, I have what's called Divine Flames, Twin Multiple Replacement Celebrity Tarot. Celebrity. Divine Flames. Whether it's twin flames, multiple flames. Now, before I just had twin flames, biblical tarot. So right now it's all mixed up like this, and then this deck is going to be called Twin Flames Union Tarot, and then I have one that's Twin Flames Separation. So none of these decks are big enough to stand on their own yet because I'm constantly working on them. So like the biblical tarot, to me, Rebecca and Laban were a type of twin energy. And I say why, and that's my biblical tarot. And so like with my twin flame union tarot, actually it's the breakdown of the traditional tarot, but from a twin flame perspective. And then I have the celebrity tarot and then biblical, so right now it's all mixed together. But as far as my celebrity, I have a new one coming out, Tia and Tamara. Because these are the twins that I grew up with. They're the ones I grew up with. I feel like they're my sisters. I mean, and they come from a show called Sisters. But I'm just saying, but I feel like these are my sisters. They're my little twin sisters to me. To me. I grew up with them. I watched them on TV my whole life. My whole childhood. They're younger than me. They're younger than me, but they started young in the business. They were really young in the business. So again, most of my TV life was watching them. So I feel like they're my little sisters. So yeah, so eventually, y'all, yes, I am led to do celebrity tarot. That is something coming in the future. I can't say when. I don't even know when. Yeah, I feel like celebrity tarot is coming in my future. I see it, And so I guess when I come out, I want to have my own deck of cards right off the rip. So I'm developing them as I go. And so Tia and Tamara. So now each of these twins, they're natural twins and spiritual twins and, celebrity. I mean, they cover all levels. And they're married. So their twin energy is being applied in another way. So I got to do a card with each of their husbands too. It get deep, y'all. Okay, it's coming though. Okay, celebrity tarot is coming from. I already know. Yeah. It's just something that, when God give it to you, he give it to you. But it's always been in me. It's always been in me. Because I've always been active in the entertainment performance world, one way or another. So I haven't even put the details on it yet, but I'm going to still just put it over here in this deck. Because if I pull the energy, whatever want to come out, going to come out anyway. These cards are all mixed up. So these are my, mostly my, Divine Flames cards. Okay? Because I used to call everything Twin Flames. And I'm like, that's not really accurate in my ministry. That's not really accurate. But this reading is a reading, y'all, and it's a question. Okay? I did a question reading last week or so, and so there's a second question attached to it. So I'm going to get to it, but I wanted to get all this stuff out the way. All right, so that is done. And this is taking so long. I feel so bad. I'm going to just flash this up fast. I can't talk about this. My daughter and I had a conversation about this. She was watching something and learned these 5 things that are important to a person's life. And because we want to go from thousandaires on up, but I want to bring I'm one of those people that want to bring everybody with me. I know we teach against that. We teach that trying to bring everybody with you is just going to keep you down. Well, we are already down together now. And I love you, you love me, we all getting along. We getting along to the point we're trying to press up together. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Because we already love each other where we at. And if we get better together, then we just increasing the capacity to love. The capacity to learn a little bit more. We got to take risk in life. We got to. We can't be stagnant. As long as we're breathing. Okay, let me stop. This. That must going to be powerful because I was about to go off into a sermon. Jesus Christ. Something me and my daughter working on. Okay. So that was my one deck, one card, T and Tamara. So another card that I've created today, based on the Bible, it's called Spiritual Gems of Wisdom Biblical Tarot. Okay. I don't know if the word tarot is going to stay there, but it's definitely going to say Spiritual Gems of Wisdom Biblical something or another. Cards. Biblical cards. I don't know, y'all. But anyway, but it says to love God. God gave us the formula to love him. He gave us the formula. There are 4 steps that God is grading us on. Now, we may come up with our own little criteria, but I don't know if our criteria is going to count in his eyes, because he is saying, this is the way I receive love. God gave us the formula right here. It's right here. Mark 12:30. This is how we can love God. And we got to love him with all our hearts. So I broke it down to the hearts cards, the cups cards, the water signs, how all that's grouped together. So when I'm doing my readings, y'all understand where I'm coming from. To love God, we got to do it with all our souls, which I connected to Pentacles, Earth signs, and the diamond cards, like if you're just playing regular cards. And then 3, with all of our minds. We got to love him with all of our heart, all of our soul, which is this body that we're in. People don't teach that this physical Pentacles, Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Diamond card, Earth sign, Pentacles, bag of dirt. Our soul, this is our soul. This is our soul. Physical. the physical wrapping. You know what I mean? The physical, individual, social security number, assignment. Right here. This is the outer shell, physical appearance, how we present ourselves to the world, soul encasement. Okay, but anyway, all of our minds, though, all of our minds, every thought, the way we communicate, express ourselves, move about, you know, the swords, clubs, cars, air signs, Aquarius, Gemini. Wait, Aquarius, Gemini, and there's one more. I didn't write it down. Okay, so I'm still working on it, you know. And then we have the strength card, you know, the like our quality of life and abundance. I fall up under this one, which is wands, cards, spades, cards. Like if you play in spades, that's why spades is my favorite card game. I didn't realize until I made this card the connection. That's why I love spades. I live my whole life like it's a spades game, basically. I'm just saying. And fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So, you know, so God let us know how to love him, and I just pulled it into a tarot card. That's all. I pulled it into astrology and pulled it into really science as well on one card. Okay, so, but that's how we love God based on Mark 12:30. So, y'all, yeah, so, you know, so again, these are those cards, praise God. I'm not going to delay this reading. I got to go to work, too. So I made a video previously, and on that video, the question was, why do people get stuck after a breakup? Why do people get stuck? And so, you know, we did a whole video on that. And so the next question that came with this question was, how did you stay so long? How did I? How did you? Some of us stayed in that stuck position for so long. And we are aware that we did it. You know, we remember, you know, some of the agreements made, you know, we get that part. But the part that we're trying to get is the fuller picture, the deeper meaning. Sometimes when you fall short in the, let me see, you know, one department, whether it's the cups department, the pentacles department, the wands department, you know, when you fall short in one category, since it takes all of that to love God, it takes all of that to love God. So if you find yourself stronger in one area and weaker in another, well, that's why you let other people in your life to kind of give you some support. In the areas that you yourself are weak, we all know our own weaknesses. We know our weaknesses. We know our strengths. And we like to go around and, you know, kind of like flex our strengths. We like to flex our strengths. We like to flex those. But the moment something goes wrong, you know, we kind of digress a little bit, you know. Like when you got stinky breath. You're like, oh, hold on, you know. You know what I mean? You know? That's how we act in life. Like when we got stinky breath, stinky armpits, stinky attitude, stinky, you know, thinking, stinking thinking, you know? So how did we, you, me, we, at the time I wrote this, I put you know, because I'm becoming more healed. So now these readings are kind of shifting more, less on my side and more into, okay, it's y'all. You know what I'm saying? So like a little shift going with me. You know, my healing journey is, I must be like in the middle of it, coming out of the middle toward the part where, you know, I'm just, you know, doing well. You know what I mean? It's getting there. It's getting there. It says, I got used to it. It says, I got used to it. This is some of the reasons that was coming out of me when the question came to me. When the question came to me, I got used to it. Sometimes you get used to being stuck. You just like, I mean, you know, like when you get a flat tire on the side of the road and you don't have anything to fix it. So you call the roadside service people and they're like, okay, it's going to be about an hour or so. For an hour of your life, you're sitting in a broke down car. It's driving you crazy, but at some point you have to get used to it. You got to get used to it in order to get to the hour, in order to get to the point where the tow truck pull up. You got to get used to it until you're delivered. The good still outweighed the bad. Yeah, the scale has to balance. Usually we don't create change or do something traumatic until, you know, the scale balanced the other way, until the tables turn, stuff like that. Yeah. So, yeah, so question is, why did we stay so long? Why did we stay so long? Why did you stay so long? You know some of the reasons, but you're at the point where you want to know more. You want to go a little deeper. You want to go a little deeper. So that's where this session comes in. I think I burnt my sage. Let me do it again just in case I didn't. I don't remember. I think I did. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise God, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Phew. Hallelujah. I have my candle lit, Saint Michael, and my divine masculine and feminine energy yin and yang candle lit too. I used to have separate candles, and I still want to do that. I still want to do that, just haven't been stable, situated enough. 2022 was like the year of things just finalizing. You know, things, you know, coming together. Things that were undone, You know, it was the year that the harvest and reaping type year kind of thing, you know. But anyway, how did we stay so long? See, now, people that are following me, if you resonate with me, you have survived something. You have endured something. You survived, you endured, it's over. It's over. The whole performance, the whole contract, everything. All T's are crossed and I's are and I's are dotted, and you know, everything is just like there still may be a little air energy floating around, you know, a few feelings or whatever, you know, a little, you know, residue. But it'll clear up. That'll clear up. You know, like we take Benadryl, you know, we get like a runny nose or runny eyes, or, you know, take a few Benadryl a couple times, clear that residue right on up. But for the most part, you've already passed through the hardest part. And some of us passing through the hardest part, let me break out with my tarot while I'm talking. I don't know why I'm so talkative today. Wow, this is different. I want to say happy birthday, Karson. Yesterday was my grandson Carson's birthday. I want to say happy birthday to you, baby boy. Yeah, yeah. He I have a video on here on a playlist celebrating, I think, his 3rd birthday. Here we are 3 years later. You know what I'm saying? However many years, you know. Yeah. Things are coming back to me. Well, these are the cards that just jumped out for current energy. And the question is, how did you stay so long? How did you stay so long? So we have the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Pentacles immediately after. Then we have the Knight of Wands. And then we have the 9 of Wands. Okay, there's 2 cards stuck together. Okay. And then we have the 10 of Wands, another, you know, like, we had the 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands come out. And then we had 9 of Wands and 10 of Wands. And then for current energy, it's a lot out here, like right now. 8 of Cups to end it. Okay. And then I may as well just bring this out. Then we have Ace of Wands. And then we have, on this side, kind of like my past energy, we have the 7 of Cups. And so I see how this is coming out. Jesus, Jesus, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus, hallelujah. So how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? How are my little earrings? I hope you guys are doing well. So let's just see how are things going. How did you stay so long? How did you stay so long? Okay, so the first set of cards that came out were the 7 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles. You know, it says earth energy, fall energy, you know, that time of the year, the energy of that time of the year and fall had something to do with this. And it was earth energy. It says release the loss, keep up with what's left and regroup. You know, maybe it was some type of breakup. Reflect and learn lessons with clarity. Make new plans and make money and rebuild again. Energy of job, not too late. Knight of Pentacles. New job or back to work, financial recovery, planning and credit repair. Keep home and life clean and pay attention to you. Regain family trust and confidence of future together. Okay, so yeah, it says, how did we stay so long in a bad situation? Because we were wondering, how do people even get this stuck, get this broke, get this heartbroken, get this bad off, just because a relationship ends? Huh? You know what I'm saying? How do things get this bad just because of a breakup? especially if there's no previous experience. Not saying that there were no bad experiences. Yes, there's been bad experiences, of course. But when it comes to marriage, romantic, you know, breakups kind of thing, you know, how can, you just don't have experience to the extreme that things went most recent. There was just too much loss. When the breakup causes one or more person to experience loss to no end, it seemed like. Can't even measure it, anticipate it, calculate it. It's unmeasurable loss. Some people break up and there's no real damage. There's no real damage. Like, okay, bye. Bye, it was nice knowing you. Surface level. But then there are other breakups when, as soon as it happens, it's like, all heaven and hell break loose. Murphy's Law kicks in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what these two cards are saying. That's how people can get stuck and be in these situations for way too long. Because they just can't seem to figure their way out of the deficit, the pain, the financial losses, the, typical like stay-at-home mom type stuff. When the mom hasn't established her way in the work field according to her abilities and certifications, degrees, and all that kind of stuff. And, the babies just be piling on and piling on, and babies piling on, and she's not established in the workplace well enough. And he's there, or the fact that she's the one staying at home, he gets to drop her at the end and get somebody new. Somebody he think is more at his level now. Yeah. She worked. She had kids too. Like that's something to be bragging about. That's horrible. If you were a woman that had to work and had to raise your kids too. Had to. Because most women don't want to do that. They don't want to have to work and raise kids too. That's one unhappy, stressed out woman. And yes, there are going to be women that says, look, I love my career and I love being a mom. So Dr. Lesia the Preacha, you're wrong. There are exceptions to everything. There are exceptions to everything. There are. But most moms make, if they miss one day of work, they probably can't even get the daycare bill paid. Missing one day of work. The daycare bill is still going to stay the same. And most moms, missing one day of work is without pay. They don't get no salary. So it's those few women who just love their career and love being a mom. It's because you make like way more money than the kind of women that watch my videos normally. If you're watching my video and you're offended by that, then you watching the wrong video. Because, We're not the same. You know, it is what it is. Okay. So, how did you get stuck? How did you stay so long? The deficit was just that great. The imbalance in the relationship was just that great. Something in the contract wasn't honored. But then the Knight of Wands energy is the most current energy. Okay. That was more like past energy, recent past energy, like during this year 2022. Possibly picking up some of the end of last year. Because at the end of last year, 2021, is when you started to, realize what your goals for 2022 will be based on what you have accomplished, that current year. Based on that, what was accomplished or not. The things that were accomplished, close those cycles out, boom, out. And then what's left over, those are your goals for 2021. And as you're working on those, they attract other opportunities. And that's how your list continues to grow. And that way you're not always dealing with things in the past that are already closed out. Keep those things closed out if you can. Now, do some things kind of pop up every once in a while? Yeah. But because of all the work you did before, it's easy to put those little fires out. It's easy to put them out, Even when little weeds pop up. you did all this long work, paid all these companies all this money to get things done a certain way, and you go out there one day and you still see some weeds. You be like, what? Well, that's life. Sometimes weeds pop up, fires, little small flames appear. Flames appear. Ooh. Oh, okay. So, it says fire in summer. Move fast, jump at it. Think it through well. A lot of sexual desires. Age and social difference. Sugars and babies. Okay, so yeah. It's like, at first you had maybe a good marriage, a good relationship, and then things just start getting so bad, and you couldn't figure out how to get out of that. Things were bad, and you couldn't agree on anything. The more money he made, the less he agreed. You stuck at home, right? You didn't raise the kids. You did your job. The kids get grown. You still dealing with them. I mean, like, my kids are grown. I'm still navigating in their lives. It's from the cradle to the grave for the moms. The kind of mom I am anyway. From the cradle to the grave. So, the marriage is bad. You don't have no money. And they keep getting all these raises. Throw it in your face, reminding you ain't got nothing. You don't work. And then you start realizing everything I have come from you. I made you my God. One way or another, even if I wasn't a willing participator initially, but eventually, caved into it. So I'm just answering this question. How did you stay so long? How did we stay so long? How did I stay so long? How did they? Whoever they are, There's a we and there's a they. How did any of us stay so long? These are the reasons. The bigger one person got, the smaller the other person got. How can you not resent each other? The resentment gets so thick until somebody else come along, somebody else come along, something come along. Person, place, or thing. Usually people. People at work. People right in your house. Easy access people. Easy access people come along. Usually there's an age difference. You know, you start making dumb decisions, listening to their ideas, under their spell, under their magic. So the best thing that your partner can do is just, the Eight of Cups energy came out with it. I forgot to show y'all the Seven of Cups that came out with the Seven and Eight of Pentacles. But, you know, Eight of Cups energy has come out. Water, spring, cold winter, but moving toward healing. True self, seeking for new love or options, towards stability in your life, getting out and dating a little. Yeah, so the Knight of Wands energy and the Eight of Cups energy coming out together makes so much sense. It just makes so much sense. When everything hits the fan and you lose, you know, the deficit, you know, go full swing, settlements and deals and being made, and once everything kind of finalizes, kind of, you know, or approaches it or whatever, you know, we're talking a Knight of Wands here. Eight of Cups energy, you know, you gotta just keep, it's like a toddler learning to walk. You gotta find a way to stay balanced. The things that happened last summer, usually you'll see the results of it in the spring. You know, spring, summer. No, spring. Yeah. 9 months later. Something like that. So, what do we have to look forward to? Nine of Wands and Ten of Wands. Basically, better days. Better days are ahead. We are free. It says, how did you stay so long? Well, because of, you know, just making bad deals in a relationship. Poor relationship skills, negotiating skills. You know, bad credit. You know, when you lose family trust and get a bad reputation, you just gotta, I mean, when you crash and burn, especially at my age, you know, it takes effort to rebuild. It takes effort to rebuild. But the opportunity does come. At some point, at some time, all that negativity, suffering, you know, must end. Everything has a beginning, middle, and end point. Everything. Beginning, middle, and end point. So some type of temporary situationship will happen to get the ball moving, because the people involved in this situation don't know what to do. They're stuck. So once you get out the mud, and it can take some time for all the changes to occur and for the dust to settle. And so that's where the Nine of Wands and Nine of Energy come from. as we move forward. A lot of us are like fresh out the mud. I mean, like we just had our first shower. You get out the mud, you like, oh, I'm so dirty. And you take that shower and you dry off and you put your, in my case, like coconut oil, olive oil, you know. And I'm gonna learn. My daughter, she's more into that kind of thing. She likes to mix, you know, the fragrances and stuff with the different oils and stuff. She like to make stuff like that. I'm not so much me, but her. And so, yeah. So I mean, you know, you still can come out of this okay. Oil showered and oiled up, and the dust have settled, and you're clean now, and it's time to refill. Refill. Because that Eight of Cups energy came out with the Knight of Wands. You know, you've been rescued. You saved yourself. You were rescued. You endured the cold, lonely days and nights. You got through the hardest part of a breakup. And now you look like you're meeting someone new, yeah. Keep eyes open. Relax. Still work. You know, just kind of pace yourself. You're an overcomer. Great abundance. Need to delegate work to others, yeah. Let people be responsible for themselves. Avoid feeling burdensome. Successful working home. Long marriage and still got it. Generational legacy. So it's not too late. If you're still breathing, and especially if you're able to, you know, make a few dollars, make some people holler, you know, it's not too late for you to have what you really initially set out to do, and before everything got so bad. I mean, things had got so bad till it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It took a miracle, you know. But even in the worst of things, the Seven of Cups energy really came out in you know, as healing energy as the Eight of Cups. So it's a lot of like twin energy that's come on my board. Like we got Seven of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. We have Ten of Wands, Nine of Wands. So we got 7, okay, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so anyway, so and then we got Seven of Cups and Eight of Cups. That is so strange. So, you know, even in the midst of all the challenges, I mean, I even see like people wanting to, you know, suicide, murder. People want to kill each other, kill themselves. The energy right there. But even in the midst of all that, somehow, some way, people have faith in God. Their faith in God is what led to the healing, the Eight of Cups. You got to go through the Seven of Cups to get to the Eight of Cups, right? So be open to reconnect with ex or new love after healing. We gotta keep our minds, hearts. Where that one card said, we gotta give God all of us. When we know who we truly belong to, we stay employed in those areas. What did he say? Here we go. Here's a little cheat sheet. Our hearts belong to God. Your heart, my heart, our partner's hearts. All these relationships in our lives, whether it's with parents, co-workers, neighbors, friends, and especially our bloodline, especially to our family through marriage, whatever. No matter who, what we are, if you have a heart, it belongs to God. If you have a soul, it belongs to God. Maybe some of us don't have a heart. Maybe some of us don't have a soul. And we know we don't have the same mind. We know this. All of our heart, all of our soul, all of our mind belong to God. All strength belong to God. Everything here belongs to Him. You know, and we're kind of like renting this stuff from Him, kind of. You know, although He freely give it. He freely give it. We're the ones that need to, we find the need to charge each other for stuff that He freely give. We charge each other. We bill each other. We develop all these rules and expectations when He give us the tools to freely give, because He owns all the hearts, all the souls, all the minds, all the strength, all the zodiac signs, all the, you know, heaven and earth. He's the creator, you know what I'm saying? Clean up your energy and get back out there. Yeah, people gonna feel some kind of way. That's normal. Something happened. There was a change. People are going to feel some kind of way. But guess what? They'll be just fine. Take a Benadryl. Keep it moving. For the 10 of Wands and 9 of Wands, we know our future is better. Whether you're the divine masculine, divine feminine, whether you're a man or a woman, through your faith, through hope and endurance, the work you put in, the endurance, the work you put in, the maintenance, the Ace of Wands is backing you up. You will win. You will be a winner. We have won. We have won. Even though we experienced all that loss and some terrible things came, we invited all this crazy stuff. The moment we got that imbalanced, we opened the door for all this crazy stuff to come in, to force us to change, to force us to obey God. Whether we stay with each other or not, we are going to obey God. And it doesn't matter who God share the blueprint or give the blueprint to. We're both under contract. Our group, our family, whoever we're tied to, contracts, attachments, bonds, agreements, whatever. Those who pray together, stay together. Those who get through the hardest times together, you know what I mean? Get to rise together. We got to work together as long as we don't quit. I mean, we may complain, we may, you know, hold up the program. But as long as we don't quit, completely. I mean, it's okay to relax and take breaks sometimes, you know. But we got to keep pressing toward the mark, which is to obey God, keep His commandments. And He said the only way to love Him It's with all of our hearts, all of our souls, all of our minds, all of our strengths. And as we come in and out of the many relationships on this earth, we start off with parents, and we got to endure our parent relationships. We got to endure those. Our parent relationships have a beginning, the moment of conception. It has a middle, the lives we live together, and it has an end, the moment someone passes on. Then we may have siblings, uncles, aunts, grandparents, and then we start falling in love, and we allow people to marry into our existing families. We expand our families, we multiply, and we grow. We're being fruitful now. We're able to share the love that we created within our families. We're able to, people got to agree to come in and grow us as we do the same with them. We're not going to harm each other's families. Yeah. How do you stay so long? You got used to it? The good still outweighed the bad? And to the point that one or both of you decided, hey, we got to get help however we can. And people may call it cheating. People may call it, whatever they want to call it. But a change got to come. And obviously, we don't have the wherewithal by ourselves to do it. But however things went down, there are new beginnings for all involved. But people got to be committed and work at it. All this fire in the future. We have fiery futures. That means a lot of things are dying out from the past. And for everything that die out, it opens another door, window, opportunity, a lot of fire. Let it burn. Yeah. So, like the phoenix, it burns, what crashes, burns, and then something new come out the ashes kind of energy on this board. We have a lot of wands. And we have pentacles, wands, cups. Okay. We have quite a bit going on out here. It's one that we don't have. We got cups, wands, pentacles. So we don't have swords. Okay. We don't have any swords. There's no communication. But we got a lot of earth, water, and wands. Okay. Things are lively. People are starting to open up, even though they may not be saying how they feel. But people are starting to open up. And as they open up, they see the abundance coming in. People are starting to realize that how they think and feel do matter. How they think and feel do matter. And because of what they are learning about this, they're starting to open up a little more, even though it may not be that verbal. It may not be verbal or in a text message, they may not be saying a whole lot. Not saying that they're not saying anything, but it may not be enough to be clear of their intentions or to show how they have softened and they're being vulnerable now. When you have this much of the other signs with no swords, no air communication, no Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. energy. That's the Gemini's job, is to open up, clear up the lines of communication between the other. Okay, praise God. Because I've met with a Gemini recently. I've met with a Gemini recently. Yeah. Okay. I see how that works. All right, so guys, that answers the questions. The question, why do we stay so long? It was necessary. You wasn't just, being all weak. It was necessary. It was just things were that imbalanced. But, a bunch of crazy shit jumped off and you was able to, survive it, endure it. And y'all was looking all busted and disgusted. But at the end of the day, everybody involved have new opportunities to move on and do better. That's what I get out of this reading. And people are starting to recover emotionally. People had to recover physically, mentally, and stuff like that. But now people are able to recover emotionally after all this stuff that went down. And once they do that, then, that Gemini energy, Aquarius, what is it? Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy, bird energy, communication energy, that will kick in. I mean, it's not on my board now, but that's the next logical step based on what's on my board. That's the next logical step. I mean, people at some point are going to have to speak the truth. So get ready for some truths. But yeah, so those questions are answered. So a lot has gotten done. I'm probably late for work, so oops. All right, guys, love you. Eventually, my information will be in the description box on how to contact me for a personal reading, or if you want to send me a love offering to my Cash App at $, DrLesiaThePreacha. Bye.